Hello, everyone. It's Alex Ihama, and I just want to welcome you to this webinar. The webinar is going to be on public speaking, speaking to captivate. How do you deliver a powerful message? I'm going to be sharing proven strategies to sharpen presentation skills, to manage your stage fright, and to make messages stick. Again, is Alex Ihama, the president of the International School of Greatness. This is a message I've delivered a couple of times to the Toastmasters here in Toronto, Canada. And I hope it empowers you to take charge of your own presentation. It empowers you to deliver more powerful presentation in both your professional and in your personal life. Like people often think public speaking are for people who like pastors and politicians and those who are called to often be on the stage. But today is different. You can be called upon any time to deliver a message. You can be called upon any time to deliver a message. You have to be ready to do that. And this short presentation is geared towards that. Now, I have been speaking for, I often say, forever, literally. I was born speaking, but in essence, like when I was a kid, I used to get in trouble for talking too much. I remember running into a friend I hadn't seen in about 3 decades. And the first thing he said to me was, "Oh my God, look at this guy, Alex. Are you still a noisemaker?" And I said to him, I said, Jonah, if you know how much they pay me now to travel around the world speaking to people, making noise, as you call it, you'll be amazed. In essence, what am I saying? It's always been my passion. It's always been, I've always loved to debate. I've always loved to interact. And so I have sharpened my skills over the years. So let's proceed. So public speaking is not about fame or fanfare. It's not what people think. Public speaking is a therapeutic and a theoretical is a way of introducing people to themselves. I'm going to explain. Therapeutic. When you are delivering a message, your message you should keep this in mind that your message is meant to appeal to the heart of your audience. Your message is meant to appeal to the heart of your audience. So it has to be therapeutic. I often tell people don't go on the internet and copy information and begin to share the information and you say you are doing public speaking. You are not doing public speaking. You're speaking publicly, but you certainly will not inspire as much people as you could. The message must be deep. And that's what it's saying, therapeutic. It must be deep, must be open, must be honest, it must be moving. I often tell people start with a story. Start with a story, start with a quotation, powerful story, powerful quotation, of course, that is related to your topic. Look for a way to appeal to the heart of your audience. Whether you're doing sales, you're doing leadership, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And this is where teachers in school get it wrong. This is where some pastors get it wrong. This is where some politicians get it wrong. Some professor, this is where they get it wrong. Even some parents. Parents don't know this, but when you're talking to your kid and the other kids are there watching, that's public speaking right there. Absolutely. You are meant to deliver a message that appeals to the heart. That's what that first part is saying. Theoretical. So this is about content. This is about the content, right? The content. This is why I say don't just grab content online and go deliver it. The people you may be delivering it to, they may also have read it online. And so what would you be doing then? So the content, once you do your research and you have your content, you have to analyze your content and you have to repackage it. You have to repackage it. You have to repackage it in your own words, repackage it in your own terminology, repackage it in your own way, repackage it in your own way. You can't copy and paste and then run on the stage. You cannot copy and paste and then run on the stage. So you must package you must repackage your content. So that's the theory. So it's a theoretical, and then there's the theoretical, which is, and this one is really about the use of your body, the use of your hands, more like a theater, right? So more like a theater is what you're doing here. You're not necessarily acting out, but you are leveraging the abilities of acting to ensure that your message sticks. As I teach public speaking around the world, I tell them all the time, except your hands don't function, use them. Except your hands don't function, use them. Your eyes, use them. Use your eyes. It's okay to enlarge your eyes, like I just did now, saying that, right? And it's almost like a theater. You're acting out, right? So, as some will say, your message, the delivery of your message needs to be animated. It's really what this is saying here. It needs to be animated, right? So you have the therapeutic, appealing to the heart. You have the theoretical, which is the content, and you have the theorical, which is the acting, the animation part of it. And walk around the stage, be comfortable to do that. Be comfortable walking around the stage, except of course if it's been recorded. Sometimes I have the video guy saying, I know you walk around a lot in your presentation. Do you mind, sir? Just remain on the podium. We only have 1 or 2 cameras here and want to catch everything. So except that there's a stipulation, you want to act it out. All right. So if you take these 3 components into consideration in your public speaking, you will begin to see power. You will begin to experience impact. You'll be getting feedback about how impactful it was. All right. So, Toastmasters, like I said, I give this message for many Toastmasters. Now, I find them a very interesting organization. I recommend that you find a Toastmaster near you. There's always one near you, whether you're in Jamaica, you're in the UK, even in Africa, they have them. Yeah, there's always one near you. So join, and if the level of capabilities of the members are below yours, then become a mentor. Become a mentor, and I'm sure there's still a couple of people that you also can learn from. It's always good to do. There are other organizations that are similar, but Toastmasters, they've stood out since 1924. They've stood out helping people to develop public speaking capabilities. So, and as you know or may not know, public speaking is considered one of the greatest fears of humanity, right? They did a survey. I mean, that survey has been done many times, and most people will tell you they are more scared of public speaking than death itself. They are more scared of public speaking than spiders. I've read that research many times. You can Google it and get more information. So, the ability to speak, I believe, is a great honor. When people put a mic on your hand, they are entrusting you with their heart. When people put a mic on your hand, come on, they are entrusting you with their heart. Now, let me share what I call the 3 topmost ways to really, really captivate the audience. Let me say this. If you don't captivate your audience from the onset, you may lose them for the rest of your presentation. If you don't captivate your audience from the onset, you may lose them for the rest of your presentation. You may lose them for the rest of your presentation. So your opening wants to be very, very inspiring. Number 1 is inspire. These are 3 keys I'm leaving with you. Key number 1 is inspiration. The moment you are introduced, the whole world begins to look up to you for what everyone can never get enough of, and that is inspiration. When they say, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Alex Ihama. Now, yes, they came here, oh, let's come and hear what he wants to say about leadership, about this. But in essence, is the quest, is the hunger for inspiration that moves people to listen to others. People go on YouTube today seeking out motivational videos, inspirational videos and stuff. Everybody wants to be inspired. If you are not inspired, you have a tough day. If you're not inspired, your challenges will magnify. If you're not inspired, you'll be frustrated over little things. So when they say they're coming to listen to you, yes, they want to learn what you know, but they want to be inspired. So if your message is void of inspiration, it is going to be considered boring. And that is the truth. That is the truth. I know this. I get this feedback everywhere. Wow, I'm so inspired. Wow, I'm so inspired. And sometimes when you say, "What did you get from the message?" You say, when you talked about, you see, they, they don't even remember what they got, but they do remember how they felt. It was Maya Angelou who once said, "People may forget what you said. Come on, they may forget even what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them to feel." That is the number one role of a public speaker. It is to inspire. So whether you are a pastor, a politician, a professor, a parent, a manager, a director, doesn't matter. I've been to board meetings, I've been to town halls, and I've seen executives hit the stage and they start talking, oh, it was 10% increase over last year, 55% increase and decrease and decrease. By the time you mention increase and decrease a couple of times, you've lost your audience completely. Always begin with a quotation, begin with a story. If your content is not inspiring, then begin with something that is inspiring, a video, right? A question, begin with a deep thought provoking question or comment, right? So anyway, let's move on here. The very first key is to inspire. Now, some people don't even understand what inspiration means. To inspire is to fill with an animating, quickening, and exalting influence, right? It is to produce or arouse. Come on. It is to produce or arouse a feeling, a thought, right? It is to produce or arouse. I really love that particular line of definition because that's what inspiration does. It injects a feeling of empowerment into people. Inspiration injects a feeling of I can do this, right? So for more definition says is to feel is or affect with a specific feeling thoughts, right? The last one says to influence or impair. So the one that really, really speaks to this, I can tell you right now, is to produce or to arouse, is to arouse. So when you hit that stage, let it be to arouse a feeling of empowerment in people. So the second key I want to leave you with is inform. Information. The first one is inspiration. The second one is information, to inform. Your role as a speaker once you hit the stage, the only tangible thing your audience will carry along with them after your presentation is done is your message. So make it right. Make it right. I think I already talked a little about this. Your message, you don't copy and paste, right? Like I talked about going through board meetings and, quarterly financial report. No, those it doesn't mean because a quarterly financial report must be boring, right? They already have the report, the annual report on their hand. So what is the essence of you reading it? What is the essence of you reading what they currently have on their hand? What is the essence of you reading what is currently on the screen? There is no essence. They may as well get a robot or get a recorder. No, once that information is already available, you have to deliver that information in a different way. And we'll move to the third key, which really talks about it. But let's stick to your content for now. Your content must be structured in a way that is understandable. Your content must be packaged in a way that is compelling. Your content must be packaged in a way that is clear, concise. Your content, listen to this. Here's how you do it. I remember one of my teacher way back in college, fine young woman, she said something that I never forgot. She looked at one of my presentation, reports and everything, and she said, Alex, I appreciate the effort, the massive effort you put into your presentations and your reports. I look at them and I'm wondering, this is so well put together, but then is this understandable? He says, how do you come to school? I said, well, I get on bus 45 from Kipling. And he says, okay, if you were to go on that bus 45 from Kipling, will the people on the bus 45, will they understand us? If you give them this report, will they understand it? And the answer was no, they won't. A few people may, but most people won't. He says, so you see, when information is complex, and you have to present it. It's your role to simplify it, and you need to make a note of that. When an information is complex and you have to present it, it's your role to simplify it. Simplify it. If you have kids, show them. Call your 12-year-old son or daughter and say, hon, I'm going to work tomorrow and I'll be presenting on this. Look at this. Does it make sense to you? Like, mommy, it doesn't. No, just take a look at it and let that kid look at it. I'm serious. It has to be that simple. You don't go on the stage and start quoting jargons, right? So what is to inform? Definition of tangible. I want to actually focus on what's tangible. Remember, we talked about what the only tangible thing to take away is the information. That's tangible. Inspiration is intangible. So tangible means something that is capable of being touched, discernible by touch, material or substantial. So material or substantial, something that is real and or actual rather than imaginary or visionary. Right? So it's real. This information is real, is discerning, right? Definite, right? Definite, not vague or elusive. So your message must not be vague and must not be elusive. No tangible grounds for suspicion is the example they gave there. So here's another one. Having actual physical existence as real estate or charter. So this may not necessarily apply, but it's telling you what it has to be. That's tangible. Your message, they have to be able to touch it. Your message, oh wow, that message was so deep and yet so understandable. I appreciate the effort you put into making such a complex information simple for us to understand. That is the kind of feedback you want to be getting. That's the kind of feedback. So that's why you have to put so much effort into a presentation. Even a 7 minutes presentation, a 10 minutes presentation. As we talked about before, it's a very lucrative business. So if you're learning this for your role right now, your job maybe as a pastor, as an executive or what you are, and you need, this is great. But if you want to take this to the next level and be paid for it, it's very lucrative. It's one of the highest paying profession on the planet, right? You can go and do your studies and solve it. There's been a speaker who was paid $1 million to speak to real estate moguls in Manila. 1 million US dollars. There are many speakers running around right now in the USA picking up, $100,000, $200,000 for 45-minute speech. 45. That is how powerful public speaking is. That's how powerful public speaking is. So there are people picking up, there are some speakers right now, they won't even come to your event except 300,000 US dollar has been transferred into their account. I'm saying this to reinforce the importance and the power of it, right? Not to literally compel you because of the financial rewards to say, well, this is what I want to do. No, if this is not what you were born to do, you are going to be challenged doing it. But if this is in line with your purpose in life, if this is part of your calling, if this is required for you to do your ministry and your business effectively, then by all means. If you are a salesperson, you need to know how to speak publicly, right? You need to have to be tactful, how to be, let's move on to the next one because I'm about to actually give it away. And the next key that I'm going to talk about is innovation, right? Innovation. The first one was inspiration. The second one was information. And the third one is innovation. The attention span of humans these days is barely a minute. In fact, research indicates 5 seconds, 7 seconds. So if you don't innovate from the onset, you may have to renovate somewhere along the line, right? So, which means you must be innovative every minute throughout your presentation in order to captivate your audience. This is where, I told you, you need to use your hands, use your eyes, use your voice, project it. Come on, project it, like just like I just did. If you were falling asleep on me now, you hear me say project it. Come on, right? You're gonna like what, right? Innovate, play a video. Like if you're doing like a full day seminar, inject audio, multimedia and stuff. I take videos of maybe a movie clip, right? I love Braveheart. I love that speech by Mel Gibson. I take movie clips or The Devil's Advocate, pieces of clip from Al Pacino's message, right? You gotta innovate, my friend. You gotta innovate. You gotta use video, audio. You gotta use icebreakers, something to keep people attention. The attention span is weak. If you're boring, in less than a minute, people will go on their Facebook while you are speaking. And I often see speakers, oh, why can't these people? When you take that mic, you're in charge. You can call people's attention instantly. Like what I do when people are not paying attention in the other side of the hall. I go, excuse me, did you have a question? Did you have a question? And by me saying that, they're like, no, 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 sorry. And immediately they are falling in place. So that's innovation. That's what it is. I'm like tactfully, tactfully. Your role when you hit that stage is to inspire, to inform, and to do so while you innovate. That's your role, to ensure that the attention span of people are kept, right? I hope you're paying attention. I've already told you a couple of roles. You want to, if you're one of those that are going to do a homework on this one, I need to know what are your roles as a public speaker once you hit that stage. What is it? Number one, to inspire. Number two, to inform. Number three, to innovate. And then how do you do that, right? So that's how you do that, is keep the attention of your audience. Grab it, insert a joke, get them to stand up, say, okay, stand up, and give the next person beside you a high five. Just like that. What are you doing? You're innovating, right? So innovate doesn't mean you go and create another iPhone. We're not saying technology innovation. We are saying innovation on the stage. What's the definition of innovate? To introduce something new, to make changes in anything that is established, to introduce something new for or as if for the first time, right? To alter, to change completely, to provoke attention. I like that. To provoke attention. I'm looking at you right now. What a fine group of people I have. What a fine crowd. I would love all of you to stand up right now and give a high five to the person on your right. Pow, pow, pow. Now give a high five to the person on your left. Pow, pow, pow. Well, give yourselves a round of applause, everybody. Come on, go ahead. Use your hands before you lose them. And what did you just do? What you did was you brought back everybody into the room, even though they were already there. Remember, people's top challenge today is to be present, even while they are present. That's their top challenge, to be present, even while they are present. So you have to continuously innovate. Listen, this was just a short presentation to really provoke your thought with regards to public speaking and to encourage you, to empower you, to motivate you, and to get you going. It's Alex Ihama of the School of Greatness. And I really hope that this presentation was helpful. This webinar was helpful to you. I believe that there's no better time to be alive than now. There's no better time to be the voice of reason for your generation than now. Come on. There's no better time. No better time. It is the least you can do for being alive. The most is to inspire people. You are meant to public speak. From the moment you wake up, somebody, you are meant to be public speaking. And everybody make great morning. You're like, what? Everybody is saying good morning, but you're saying great morning, right? And when people ask you how you're doing, they expect you to say, I'm doing good. Say, fantastic, with an emphasis, fantastic. Everybody's like, what? Like that is it. Like, listen, no matter the situations you are faced with, you are stronger than you know, smarter than you think, more beautiful than you can ever perceive. You were raised up to be more, to do more, to have more, and to give more. Come on. Your purpose in life is bigger than you. Look beyond yourself, and you'll be able to inspire the world. Thank you very much again. It's Alex Ihama, and God bless you.